Hi everybody! Today is the new moon day and the solar eclipse day for August. So I want to do a channeling today, and there goes my okay, it's doing that thing again. Okay, I'm back. So I wanted to do a journey and see what Spirit has to share with us for today. And it's kind of interesting because I had a request to share a message from Lucifer today. And it's interesting as Lucifer has come up a couple times today beyond just this message. So I'm going to relax and we'll explore it from Lucifer's perspective. I did a journey with Andromedans last week, so we'll see what Lucifer's message is for humanity today regarding the new moon, solar eclipse, human ascension, anything Lucifer would like to share with us about the energy going on right now. So I'm just going to relax and we'll see what he has to say, okay? I'm instantly seeing what are lots and lots of white, sort of, it looks like brain wiring, like electrical, like synapses, or like lots of cords though, but it looks like body tissues, more like makes me think of brain and wiring, and it kind of looks like wiring. It's in a red space, lots of white sort of wiring. I kind of put my hand out and I realize there's more shadow than I realize. They're not necessarily white either. And I can't, what looks like is at a distance is a lot closer to me than I realize. So even though it looks like all these cables and cords and wiring is over there, further over there, when I put my hand before me, I discover there's sort of lots of wiring in front of me that I wasn't able to see straight before my face. I wasn't able to see until I put my hand out and altered the reflection of light. I tell him it's starting to feel a bit congested. I'm starting to realize that I'm far more trapped in a sort of imprisoning world than I realize. I felt like I have movement. I felt like I had space to move around. I felt like I could go over there 10 feet to explore what is over there. And only to realize that I am surrounded by these cables and these wires so thick that I don't know how I will move through it all. Obviously, I could just manifest a sword and start hacking away if I wanted to, but that's not the role. That's not the message. The message is to see what is before your face and now explore what that means to you. There's a lot to be said about this message, more than I consciously understand right now. Part of the meaning is about feeling stuck in place, not sure which direction to go. If you're stuck in the middle of a cornfield and the corn is over your head, you can get lost in a cornfield simply because every row looks the same and you can't see where the way out is, so to speak. So in here, it feels like I could walk in any direction forever and I won't really know what the way out is, and I could get lost if I forget which direction I'm going. My spirit guides talk about the desert too can become overwhelming after a while because it's so much of the same. Even though you can see the sun, it is overwhelming on the mind to figure out direction, and it feels like you will be lost forever in the sand. That's part of the way this space makes me feel. I have no intention of hurting these living cords. I have every intention of moving forward, but I do feel like I'm unable to take even a step forward. The more I feel perplexed and overwhelmed and confused, the cords start to turn a black color. I start to become angrier, start to feel like I'm being zapped. And it's all coming from inside of me, but it feels like it's on the outside of me too. So Lucifer says something here along the lines of the hurts and the pains that come from outside sources also hurt on the inside too. And it can feel like your heart is being zapped sometimes. And it can feel unexpected as well. He's talking about relationships. He's talking about hurtful, painful relationships where you trusted in someone, where you believed in someone, and then you got zapped because they themselves got zapped. And then confusion manifests and more pain. If acceptance was a reality in our world where we could accept if someone rejects us, or we could accept when we get fired from our job and now we don't have a clue how we will make money and afford our lifestyle. If we can just accept these shockers, these zappers, these moments, then life can be at peace, right? Acceptance is not easy, is it? Acceptance also makes it difficult to know which direction to go. Sometimes you have to close your eyes and just take a step and see what happens next. But before you take a step, he talks about trusting your heart. Even if nothing else makes any sense, you just have to keep trusting in your heart. Keep trusting in the motivation that is moving you in a specific direction, and don't give up on it. There's something along the lines of people who have a spiritual side, an alternative spiritual side, living in a sort of the Bible Belt. They could be extremely rejected by family, friends, co-workers if they were to share who they are. So now you choose to share who you are, and now you are getting mudslinging at you left and right. Now you are zapping their life. Now you are feeling zapped by them. Everything is zapping you. So what do? Stop pursuing your dreams? Stop following your heart because the zapping hurts too much? Or do you persevere through the zapping? Do you continue to persevere? You can either choose to be yourself, choose to follow your heart, follow your design, or you can follow everybody else's heart and everybody else's design and allow their hearts to make your heart break, because their hearts don't know how to tolerate whatever it is you're trying to accomplish makes them feel vulnerable. Vulnerability manifests truth. It manifests awareness. It manifests value to both sides of the fence. If both sides of the fence are willing to open their eyes to their own feelings, their own behaviors, their own questions as to why am I reacting this way. He's really talking about vulnerable emotions, vulnerable decision making that manifests painful responses in the people around us. And it feels like too much hurt on both sides of a fence. When the reality is, do not give up on the initial dream. Do not give up on the initial step, the initial dream, the initial desire to follow your heart, no matter what comes forward. Again, I feel stuck. I feel like all these black cords around me, and it's getting claustrophobic in here. It's just too much surrounding me. It's almost sort of making it so I can't move my body. He says the people you love most can make you feel this way. Can make you feel like you have nowhere to turn and no way out. The people you love most can hurt you the most because they're the ones that can feel the most vulnerable when you follow your own heart. If it is not in their heart, they react. Are they the ones helping you get out of the pain and suffering they are causing you? Or are they the ones that just want to keep dealing out pain and suffering because they need you to be like them and not to be like you? Are they really a reflection of love? Are they really a reflection of what family means, what friends mean? That's what he says. Is really, he shows me a human heart that has blisters and sores and wounds on it, like it's been in a battlefield. I feel so much heavy sorrow, like I could cry a river of tears forever and ever and ever and never stop, forever. It's what it feels like. But I know on the other side of sorrow is deep meaning, is true love. What inspires us to cry is actually love. Learning lessons about love inspire us to cry rivers of tears, or inspire us to numb our hearts to such a degree we refuse to cry anymore. And now we have developed some new illness, energetic illness, from the numbness, so we don't have to feel pain. What world are we living in? Are we following our heart? Are we following our dreams? Or are we trying to follow suit with everybody else? Make life easy for them so they don't have to make life hard for you. Everything is relaxing and softening. The intense emotion is drifting away. I feel there's hope for the future. He shows me that the tightness of these zapping cables starts to relax, like really tall grasses just become limp and fall downwards. I feel like I'm in an open field full of really tall grasses that have all just sort of fallen to the ground, and I can see in every direction, everything around me. I feel like I can breathe, but I also feel lost. I feel like this world has shown me things that I didn't expect, and I don't really know who I am anymore. I look to the heavens and I ask, Heaven, who am I? I see all these reflections of hurt. And misunderstanding and fear. What molds and shapes an entire race of human beings? The need to be like everybody else molds and shapes us to be one race. But you have aspects of the one race that say it is time to be different, and now the one race hates difference, so it attacks it and destroys it like a virus. When the one race attacks love like it's a virus, now we have to ask the question of what will become of the one race that fears love so badly it becomes electrically, impulsively designed to destroy. Kindness, caring, generosity, deep dreams and desires to comprehend an infinite universe in a world that is afraid of a spirit realm of alien beings, does not want to think beyond heaven or hell as the only truth, Jesus as the only Savior. Let's forget about Buddha, let's forget about Mother Teresa, let's forget about saints, let's forget about Lucifer. Lucifer deserves to burn in hell, doesn't he? Or maybe a real saint, a real Christian, would see that Lucifer's heart deserves to know what love is, just like all the other broken hearts in this world deserve to know what love is. The same broken hearts that want to hurt other hearts when they are trying to just be themselves. People who have sexuality differences, people who have spiritual differences, people who look different, people who dream differently, people who speak in tongues, people who follow their own skipping dreams, their own songs, their own heartbeat, their own inner child. The message is starting to soften and fade away again. It's starting to relax. Lucifer shows me hatred is fear. The ultimate fear of love is hatred, and hatred desires to burn love. But love can only be burned if it allows hatred to be the truth, and not love to be the truth. When love is the truth, now hatred becomes snuffed out. Love becomes bigger, love becomes addictive, love becomes the value. Love becomes all there is, was, and ever will be. But if love becomes vulnerable to hatred, if love becomes weak to hatred, then hatred grows. And now the one race aligns with hatred as its response mechanism to love. It chooses fear. Lucifer asks what it is that you choose. What reality do you choose to live in? A reality of fear or a reality of love? Does love have a right to be afraid? Maybe love should be very, very afraid. Now let us watch love become snuffed out and disappear, and the one race only know numbness, hatred, as the true disease, as the true virus, as the true alignment of our new DNA, of our new biology, of our new society, of our new human ascension design. We get to choose if we want to ascend into a reality of chaos, continual learning with fear, or ascend into a reality of love. Because we are starting to choose love no matter what slaps us in the face, no matter what takes the baseball bat to our life and tries to destroy it because they're afraid of you simply being yourself, of you simply having dreams that are different. That's what Lucifer says about that. He wants you to think about how you react to people who are different than you. Are you the type of person who drives your car and makes fun of people on the side of the street, who hates, who he's showing me people's energetic reactions to the presidency, Donald Trump versus Hillary Clinton, even killing people simply over an election. Hatred, burning, thriving hatred. And you wonder why this world cannot change. Because you take a simple election based on who has more money, who has better advertising. Has nothing to do with love. Has absolutely nothing to do with love. Has everything to do with the world we live in today. Materialism, greed. There is no caring about or support about humanity. It is simply celebrity status. And people killing each other over this. That's what he's showing me. He shows me so many emotions. Even simply watching sports, people killing each other over teams, over sports. People hating each other simply over a game. He shows me religion, people hating their own family members, their own friends, simply because they believe in something different than themselves. Hatred is overwhelming. I still feel that hatred, it shakes. It's got a shaking reaction to it. It's a mindless reaction. It shakes. It's so emotionally out of control. It can't think clearly. It reacts without thought. It wants to snuff out, destroy. It wants to hurt and harm. On the other side of hatred is one scared individual, one scared soul, one scared broken heart, trying to break your heart, trying to bash your heart, trying to make you think about your choices. Is that the human race? He wants you to think about if your dream companion, if you met your dream companion and you shared a life together and suddenly your dream companion said, I need to move on now, for no other explainable reason, would you simply say, I've loved you all these years, and if you need to move on, then I am happy? Not even to ask a question as to why, but simply to say, okay. Do you have the heart or the ability to do that? Or would you hate them? Would you demand? Would you need an answer? Would you need a reason why? Would you not be able to accept that I have no reason why? I just feel that it is time for me to move on. How would you react to that? There's so much exploration of pain and suffering, the human emotion of hatred, the human emotion of fear, the human reaction to change, to diversity, to difference, as destroy, as snuff out, as hurt, as harm. Fear-based reactions that assassinate people, that enslave people, that do all kinds of twisted things. And love is very much so afraid, he says. Love is afraid. If love was not afraid, then we would see love all over the place. He wants to know if you are one of those loves that is afraid to be you, to be the love that you are. If you are afraid to be the love that you are, then the question is why? He says hatred is afraid. Love is not afraid. Love is only afraid when hatred intimidates love into becoming afraid, and now love becomes smaller and hatred becomes bigger. When love stands its ground, now hatred feels vulnerable and continues to try and convince love that love needs to be afraid. When it is breaking apart, it is weak, it is destroying itself. It is no more. It has no choice but now to change and be transformed by love. You see how this works? So that is the message. That is the message for today. Kind of similar to the Andromedan message. Also talking about a world that is not choosing love. A world that is wondering why it cannot experience ascension. Well, because you are not choosing love at every turn. You are not demanding love. You are not persevering through the sandstorm in order to manifest your dreams, no matter what tries to trip you, destroy you, wound you from accomplishing your dream. A world of love. Why does it have to be so hard? Because a world of hatred is freaking out, because a world of love has potential. And where's hatred going to go if love is the power? Now hatred has nowhere to go but to be transformed by love, and now there's only love. More and more and more love. That was also a similar message in the Andromedan video. So I'll put a link to that Andromedan video in this video too. I hope, it's obviously a little bit deep, a little emotionally intense, a little vulnerable, a little scary feeling. But that's the message. That's a really honest, really worthy and deserving of contemplation message. Whether you like Lucifer or you don't like Lucifer is not the value. The value is, what does the message mean to you? Not who delivers the message. What does the message mean to you? Does the message mean something of value to you? Or are you not able to overlook the fact that I am simply sharing a message from Lucifer? So now you need to work on hatred and love too. You need to work on acceptance. You need to work on overcoming fear. I'm a huge advocate for overcoming fear, emotional vulnerability, hatred, reasons to persecute people. Just because you need to. Just because you don't want to think for yourself. Just because you don't want to take the time to explore your heart. Explore the infinite universe. Explore creation. Explore why. Explore the spirit realm. Explore alien beings. Explore the truth of the soul journey. Archangel Lucifer is on a soul journey, just like you and I are. Just like Archangel Metatron and Michael. Just like Palladium beings. Just like your deceased grandparents. Just like your children. Just like the crystals that you own on your shelf. Everything has a consciousness exploring a journey. A spiritual, a consciousness journey, a energy journey. Exploring balance. Exploring truth. Exploring identity. Exploring itself. Exploring all the souls. Exploring God's heart. Exploring all of this stuff. So that's the message for the new moon and the solar eclipse. Pretty intense stuff, huh? I realized too, I had heard something about it being some kind of Mercury retrograde, which I don't get into that stuff. I just choose to stay in the now as much as possible, but I'm not afraid of having emotions. I'm not afraid of feeling. I'm not afraid of questioning. I'm not afraid of loving. I'm not afraid of those things, and asking myself, why is it my soul feels this way today? What can I do to manifest more happiness and joy? Or maybe I can just simply acknowledge the reason for this sorrow is because love is what I long for. And when I feel the love is missing, I feel that I miss love, simply. And that too is a blessing to my soul, which knows in an infinite higher self status all about everything there is to know about everything. But only in a human finite consciousness can my soul truly embrace the experience of not having everything. And the blessing of not having all the wisdom, all the answers, all the perceptions. Only as a human being can my soul truly experience the blessing of not knowing. The blessing of missing love. The blessing of feeling like love is not there for me. The blessing of feeling these things. And also the blessing of celebrating love when I do feel it. The blessing of exploring gratitude. When love is there or when love is not there, because the learning is the value. You gotta embrace the human journey. You gotta not run from it. You gotta not say, I'm done with this incarnation cycle. You gotta stop giving up on humanity. You gotta stop saying, I'm ready to go back to my Galactic Federation ship. I gotta get back to my body. I'm done here helping human beings. You gotta stop saying that. You gotta not give up on human beings. And you gotta see the value of the challenge. And the reason your soul came here in the first place was to embrace the experience. Not to push it away, not to hide in your house, not to say it's not for me. After this lifetime, I'm done here. Giving up on yourself, on your soul journey, on the whole purpose and reason why you came here in the first place. Giving up on all your soulmates. There's 8 billion soulmates on this planet, you know. Just because you haven't run into them yet doesn't mean they're not your soulmate. It's just deep stuff to think about. I kind of like cheery stuff. I do. Sometimes it gets a little too melodramatic. We need to laugh more. We need to laugh a lot more. Anyway, that's all I'm going to share for this message. I hope it inspires you to think differently about the world around you. That being said, if you're interested in connecting with me one-on-one, I would be delighted to share energy work and wisdom with you on your spiritual journey. Please visit me at my website at abbeynormalswisdomquest.com. Thank you so much for watching my video, and I wish you a wonderful day.